Welcome to Chicago Bulls Chat with C-Red UK. This podcast is part of the Fans First Sports Network. Wherever or however you're listening, make sure to rate, review and subscribe. It helps us out and means you never miss another episode. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave some comments for us to get back to. And for all the C-Red UK action, check out the Discord channel and across the socials. Now, over to your hosts, Matt Hearn and Neil Dunn.
Hello and welcome back to Chicago Bulls Chat, back at C-Red UK. Just me today, Matt. Neil's tied up with a few things. Just wanted to drop a video previewing the upcoming Summer League for Bulls. Obviously, Neil dropped the last video speaking about DeMar DeRozan and the fact that he's obviously gone off to join Sacramento Kings. So, you know, as if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. And from my point of view, you know, gutted DeMar's gone. The sort of reality of it kicking in when you watch all the tribute videos and obviously DeMar's goodbye and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, gutted, but we move on. And obviously the first part of moving on is Summer League. Now, we've mentioned before that we kind of treat Summer League not like the regular season, because we know it's not, but in terms of us doing the graphics, how we do our live game threads, stuff like that, we run it as we would the regular season. So if you are interested in coming on the live threads, you know, what I mean by that is the games, we don't broadcast the games live, obviously, but we're watching the games together, and in the Discord, we run the live thread. So if you want to join the Discord, the link will be down below. If that doesn't work, hit us up in the DMs, comment, whatever, send you a fresh link, get involved. Obviously, we give our Bull of the Game vote out, which from next season, we've decided we're actually going to give in every game, whether it's a win or a loss. We were only doing wins, but we're going to go to every game from next season, starting with the Summer League. We've also do a top three Bull in the Discord from every game. So when if you don't watch it live, when you finally do get a chance to watch it, put your vote in for your top three. Obviously, we grade it, and what we're going to do with that next season is basically run it, and it's going to give us our top four to decide for our official vote on Bulls MVP for the season. And that's basically what we're going to do with Summer League. It is like a trial thing. Give our top three, break it down, and whoever comes out on top will get the Bulls MVP. Obviously, it is just our thing. It's just part of the community that we were trying to create. Just get people interacting and stuff like that. So nothing serious. But if you want to get involved, join the Discord. So on to the Summer League itself. Obviously, kicks off on Saturday, 9:30 p.m. UK time against Milwaukee Bucks. That's 3:30 p.m. Central Time if you're in Chicago. Anywhere else, you'll have to find the time yourself. Time zones confuse me as it is. And like I say, we know what Summer League is, but I personally enjoy Summer League. You know, it's a chance to see the rookies, see what they're about, some of the second year players, and obviously they're going up against G League players, undrafted players, all sorts of different type of players. You know, I mean, Walker Kessler is playing, and he's going into his third year in the NBA. So there's a variety of standard of player, and I think it's just you just got to watch it for what it is. Obviously, anything that you do say and anything that you do give an opinion on, you have to premise with it is only Summer League. Title of the episode, it is only Summer League. You know, and that's what me and Neil are fully aware of when we do sort of break the games down and stuff like that. But for me personally, what I think is obviously essential with, what I enjoy, should I say, with Summer League is, you know, obviously Buzelis is on the roster, and there's a lot of hype about him amongst Bulls Nation. Understandable. I get it. I'm going to speak about him a little bit more in a minute. But, you get all these experts, podcasters, writers, whatever you want to call them, that will say, that, oh, Buzelis is going to be this, Buzelis is going to be that. And I guarantee hardly any of them have ever watched him. They've probably done the exact same as what I did, the exact same as what you did. You hear his name, you go watch a bit of clip on him, some clips, highlights from the G League, read the draft reports, all that sort of stuff, and you form an opinion. Now, that opinion could be completely wrong, could be underwhelming opinion. Do you know what I mean? It could go either way. So I look forward to Summer League because it gives me a chance to actually look at someone like Buzelis properly, in the sense that I've got an opinion on him from doing what I've just said. But now I'm going to look at the things that apparently he's poor at, the 3-point shot. Is that going to come back? His on-ball defense, can he get that to a solid level? Then obviously you look at the things that they've highlighted about him: his athleticism, his cover defense, stuff like that. And yeah, it's not the most competitive level, but you've got to remember with someone like Buzelis, he played in the G League last year. He's played at this level, if that's what you want to call it. But he's also going up against other rookies in his class as well. And like I say, I'm going to speak a bit more about Buzelis in a minute. So obviously the roster dropped last Friday, as expected. And the initial reaction was from Bulls Nation and a lot of other people, where's Dalen Terry? Why isn't Dalen Terry on it? Now, for me personally, I didn't want to see Dalen Terry on it. I can see why people did want to see him. But for me personally, I think if he played in it, it was wrong. If he doesn't play in it, it was going to be wrong. That's not my opinion. That is how I just think. Basically, I don't think he could have do right for doing wrong. People are saying, "Oh, I want to see him out there. I want to see that 3-point shot. I want to see this. I want to see that." Well, if he'd have gone out and he'd have absolutely dominated game one, and then people say, "Oh, we can sit him now. We've seen it." You get people saying, "Oh, it's only Summer League. Doesn't matter. I want to see it on the NBA court." If he went out and performed how he did in a lot of games last Summer League, people will be like, "Oh, he's a bum. Get him off the team. Get him off the roster. Blah blah blah. Ship him out to China. Whatever." So I like the fact that he's not on it. I like the fact that we're constantly seeing the workout videos, the shots improved, and yeah, you do want to see it on the court, but you want to see it on the NBA court, and that's something else that everyone else would be saying. Oh well, I want to see it on the NBA on an NBA level. So I don't have a problem with DT not being there. Obviously, Buzelis is there and Julian Phillips. They were the two players I really wanted to see. I would have liked to see Onopitim there. And then obviously when you go down the roster, you've got the likes of Funk, Drell, Sonogo. Drell and Sonogo, I'm looking forward to watching. Do watch a lot of the Windy City games. And I think they make Summer League a bit more entertaining when they're used to playing at this level. Funk, not too keen on. And there are a couple of other players who I always look down the roster after the initial players, obviously, like I say, Phillips and Buzelis. There's a couple of, I always try and pick out another couple of players that I'm going to watch and see. And it's not because I think they're going to make it onto the Bulls roster, but there's a chance that they end up playing for Windy City. They could end up on a two-way. And the two that I picked out this time round were DJ Stewart, Chicago native, 22-year-old, 6'2", undrafted point guard. Spent last season with Maine Celtics in the G League. Played 48 games, 19.3 points. He averaged 35% on 6.9 attempts from three, 5.1 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. He's somebody that I've seen going around on the socials, like I say, Chicago native, so he plays in the Denard Bros, I think, quite a lot. And the videos that I've seen of him, the games that I saw him in last season in the G League, I think he's going to be a fun player to watch. You know, slightly undersized, maybe, if that's where you want to point at. But at that level, you know, it should be a fun player to watch. And he's the main one that I picked out. And then the second one is probably going to butcher his name, but Deron Sebron. A bit of a mouthful. Undrafted in 2022, 6'5" shooting guard. He was signed to the Pelicans and he has actually played in the NBA on a two-way with the Pelicans, a handful of games, but spent most of it with Birmingham Squadron in the G League. Last year, 28 games, 18.3 points, 39% from three on 2.5 attempts, 6.5 assists, 6.3 rebounds, and just over a steal a game. Obviously, all that in the G League. Like I said, the reason I picked them players out is because I just think that there's a chance he end up on Windy City next season. I watch a lot of Windy City games, and you know they're the two that I've picked out. Obviously, you got Marcus Damask as well, undrafted out of Illinois this year. Excited to see how he does. Another one who could end up on that last two-way spot that was got behind Snogo and Funk. And yeah, like I say, I just look at the Summer League and I enjoy it for what it is. It is only Summer League. Now, on to the two players I'm really looking forward to watching. First up, Julian Phillips, obviously going into year two. Year one, ruined by injury when he was just starting to show what he can do. You've all probably seen the video going round of him dunking in practice, and you know it looks like he's recovered from his injury. What am I watching with Phillips in this year's Summer League? Basically, I want to see that little bit of leadership come out of him. You know, he is going into year two, and basically control the game in his own way. You know, obviously we saw that he can shoot threes. They were a little bit off last season, but that's one thing I'm going to be watching is the 3-point shot. You know, people say that he had a bad 3-point shot coming in last year. I don't think it was that bad. Just needed tweaking a little bit. You know, has he tweaked it? His defense, you know, he's very good at getting in the passing lane. You know, very athletic, and I just want to see what he does with that. And you know, I'm not looking at stat lines with any of this. It's just them little things that I look at, and you know, I want to see Phillips take 3-4 3-pointers a game, and at least be 50% with them. You know, I'd be quite happy with that because it's not a major part of his game, I don't think, but it could become a major part of his game and a major part of his game that we need. So, and I think obviously he is just a highlight player. You know, I want to see him getting on the end of some of them lobs, slamming it down. You know, we saw some major blocks off him last year. You know, two-handed volleyball type blocks and stuff like that. Just see that. You know, I don't really want to see him stacking up the minutes as such, but make the minutes work for him. And you know, because I don't want him taking away too much from Buzelis. I think that the Summer League is more about Buzelis in this sense. So on to Buzelis. Now, I think Summer League is just basically going to be the start of Buzelis mania. Obviously, come in, major hype around him. I've just finished listening to an interview he's done with Casey Johnson on Bulls Talk. And as I said to Neil, I was kind of smiling pretty much all the way through it. I think he's a player that embodies what it means to be a Chicago Bull. I mean, the one thing that really stood out for me from that interview for me is Casey Johnson asked him what his short-term goals were, and then tried to get his long-term goals from him. And well, this is his answer.
Summer League, what are you kind of looking to accomplish or get done out there?
I want to win, so I'm trying to win. Every time I step on court, I'm trying to win. So we're trying to win Summer League.
What about you personally, on a personal level?
I'm just trying to win.
Impact winning?
Yeah.
What about rookie season? Do you have goals for your rookie season?
Trying to win.
Okay.
That's it.
No personal goals at all?
Of course, get better as a player, but I think the main thing, I want to win championships. That's me.
So there you can see, he just wants to win. He wants to win. Doesn't matter what level of basketball it is, he wants to win. So what am I watching in particular with Buzelis? Basically, how the game goes for him. Is he capable of being given the responsibility of running the game from his position? Obviously, again, the 3-point shot is something that is going to be of interest because it dropped in the G League from where he was at high school. And what you got to remember with someone like Buzelis is he skipped college. He went straight to playing against men in the G League. Ex-NBA players, rookies, NBA rookies, high standard college players that went undrafted. The people that have been in the G League 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it happens to be. And obviously that was an adjustment to his game. And I mean, he did all right in the G League. He didn't set it alight, but enough to be excited about, I think. And like I say, something else I'm going to be looking at is his on-ball defense, and basically just how he fits in this kind of environment. Heard a lot about how he's very humble. He doesn't throw hissy fits if coaches tell him that he should have been doing this or he shouldn't have done that or whatever it happens to be. And I just want to see if that comes across. If he makes a mistake, what does he do? Does he sulk about it? Does he go out and does he correct it? And I think, obviously they've got a few games scheduled already, and it's only going to be a small look into Buzelis as a player. But I think one thing that he's got the backing of the fans already. There's Twitter accounts saying that he's going to be putting him forward for Rookie of the Year, whatever happens to be. If that's your thing, then fine. But obviously, you've got to see him on the court first, and I think it's important that he has a good summer league because, as we saw with Dalen Terry, if he doesn't, the fans can quickly turn. Doesn't matter how popular he is with the fans at the minute, they'll turn on him. And I think the one thing that Buzelis has got, that competitive edge, is he's going up against. He's got Ron Holland from Pistons, who was obviously a teammate of his last year. He's going to want to beat him. Zachary Richer of Hawks, number 1 pick. He's already said he wants to beat him. He is that sort of a player, and I like the fact that he's got that little bit of competition within the summer league, and friendly competition, whatever you want to call it. So I think Buzelis, for me, my prediction, going back to what I said at the start with the Discord, I think he's going to get the summer league MVP as a Bull. Obviously the C-Reg UK summer league MVP. And I think him and Julian Phillips are going to be very fun to watch together. I think the way that they can get to the rim is going to be fun to watch. But like I say, it is only summer league. So that was just a quick one. Obviously, like I say, it kicks off Saturday against Bucks. We've then got Warriors on Sunday. Monday morning for us, 3:30 a.m. Bit of a tricky one. That's 9:30 p.m. in Chicago. And then next week we've got Pistons and Hawks. I think they're sort of like 11 and 11:30 tips here in the UK, and sort of evening tips 5:30, whatever happens to be in Chicago. Now obviously me and Neil will be watching. We'll be watching live. I say we are running everything. So if you want to be in the Discord, go find it. The link should be down below. If not, like I say, message us. We'll send you a fresh link, and we hopefully will be back together next week. Break down a little bit of the game, say what we've seen so far, what we've liked, what we haven't liked, and as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll be Matt. You can find me on Twitter at MattCRedUK, and you can find us on all the socials at CRedUK.